Within the Insert Components pull down, you'll find Copy with Mates. And this tool is going to allow you to select out a component, and it'll automatically bring in how it's mated. In this case, we can see it has a concentric mate. That's going to be between the hole and the peg, and a coincident between the face and the top of this plate. Once you choose your component, you can choose those relationship entities, and I could go in and choose this face, or there's the option to repeat, which is going to just repeat the same face. In this case, since the face is the same, we want to use that repeat option. If I were to, for example, use repeat on the first command, I can have it added to that peg. And I could stack these if I want, just by using the repeat and then the coincident. Now, a lot of people like to use the mate reference to be able to quickly add mates to items that they're going to repeat in an assembly. I actually prefer the copy with mates because I think it's faster, except for certain complex situations. The quickest way to add these, and in this case we're repeating that second mate, so all we have to do is click on the face, and I'll go ahead and delete out this piece because we have those extra mates. And once again, copy with mate, select the component. I'm going to hit repeat on the coincident and click in that face for concentric. Now, right next to my mouse, you'll notice a mouse icon with a green check mark for the right click. If I right click, it's going to add it, and if I click on the next hole and right click again, I can just continue to add these all over fairly quickly. And if we were on a different surface, or we're adding this to a different face, we could do it just the same. We just have to add in that extra mate. And this is why I like using the copy with mates. It's pretty much a 2-click, 3-click operation to add in your component. This works especially well with fasteners. And so I'm going to go ahead and delete out some fasteners. And this power supply can be found in the large assembly folder. So I'll go ahead and delete out some of the screws. And then I can quickly look at the mates within this screw. I see I have a concentric and a coincident. So I'll go ahead and come back into the copy with mates, choose the component. I'll choose the cone here as the mate reference. And you'll notice if I click repeat after, I won't have that green check mark option. But if it's the last thing I click, you'll see the mouse next to it. If you do move your mouse a little too far, you'll lose the option to right click that in. And we'll go ahead and add these on the other side. In this case, we don't want to repeat. And there, once again, I'm just clicking and right clicking as soon as I have the option of exiting out of that. On the copy with mates, once you do click in that last reference, you can right click right away, even if it's still computing, and it's going to exit right back into a new mate and add in that component. One area that copy with mates doesn't work as well in is tangent mates. you'll notice that this screw has a tangent mate and it's going to have a concentric mate. So we'll see if this works right off the bat. I'll choose that face and I can repeat. That should work. And we'll flip the mate alignment. And we can see this is on the wrong side. So we'll have to uncheck the repeat. Choose that face. And you'll see the selected entity is not valid for the current mate type. So sometimes copy with mate will have issues, especially working with tangent relations. I'll try this on a separate set. And we'll try the repeat option once again. And as you can see, that actually rebuilt fine, but sometimes it's going to be on the wrong side. I'll try this one more time just to see how this command reacts to that tangent relation. And that time it gets it right. Although we see that created an issue with the mate. So copy with mates will work great in most places. Sometimes you will have to come in and manually add, for example, that tangent mate, as they don't work nearly as well for the copy with mates. But otherwise, the copy with mates is a great command to add in your mates quite quickly, especially for fasteners. And as I stated earlier, I actually prefer it to the mate reference, except for complex geometry. And what I mean by that is that if I were to add in a plug, and I had quite a few of these power supplies to add it to, I would probably use the mate reference. Whereas if I have the two mate fasteners, I'm almost always going to use copy with mates.